Aguda, during the previous hearing, we invited the representatives of Meta, no? They came all the way from Singapore. Um, Now, during our interpolation, we found out that they have 60 fact checkers all over the world, no? Now, in the Philippines, they have 3 fact checkers, Vera Files, Rappler, may isa pa. And these fact checkers are private organizations. Wala po ba tayong plano na ang gobyerno natin magtayo ng fact checker din?
Mr. Chair, siguro you have a plan for, can I
Yes, yes.
ask Sec J to respond because I think they have a plan for
yes,
that.
Sec J.
Your Honor, we do have a plan. We're coming up with a memorandum of agreement. Kaso sa amin, dalawa nga ng DICT, kung sino pwedeng maging legitimate fact-checker dito sa Pilipinas. Kasi ang nangyayari po, ang rinirecognize lang ng Meta is yung may mga regulators, Department of Finance, Department DTI dahil nga may issues sa mga consumers, consumer protection, tapos yung DMW. So pati po kami sa PCO, naalala ko nung naglabas po ng fake memo, may isang naglabas na fake memo
Yes,
na di
I
umano
remember
galing
that.
sa Office of the Executive Secretary. Ngayon, sinabi ko sa CICC, sa Cybercrime and Investigation Coordinating Council, pare, national security concern na to. Pwede bang sabihan mo yung mga platforms, tanggalin agad yung memo na yan dahil fake news yan. Alam mo, sir, natanggal, hindi nila tinanggal. Ang reason ng mga platforms is that ito is freedom of expression, may community standards kami. Ang bawat isang user, siya ang kumbaga accountable to his or her account. So, ano to? Are we at the mercy of the platforms? Bakit ganun? PCO na ako, Presidential Communications Office. Sinasabi ko ng National Security Concern, I was getting a certification, I had my certification from the CICC ng DICT, and yet, ayaw pa rin magtanggal. Dadaan pa raw ako ng fact-checker na third-party fact-checker. So, I think Asik Aboy can elaborate on what happened. So, eventually po, ilang beses namin silang kinakausap. Sabi namin, hindi kayo dito naka-base, hindi pa kayo nagbabayad ng buwis, and yet, you don't regulate or stop fake news here in the Philippines. Ang nangyayari po dito sa Pilipinas is, kumikita sila sa atin. Hindi natin sila ina-allow natin itong space na to. Kumbaga, pag pumasok ka ng bar, na may nangyayaring illegal doon sa bar, hindi naman yung mga taong gumagawa ng illegal lang ang dapat mong tirahin. Dahil pa isa-isa lang po yun. Yun yung mga vloggers. Dapat, yung nag-check, yung pagpasok pa lang sa bar, ikaw na nag-check kung tama ba itong impormasyon anto. At kung hindi mo pwedeng gawin yan, hindi mo ma-self-regulate yung sarili mo, di dapat, ipa-regulate mo sa iba. I just learned from the Minister of Information ng Singapore po, that since 2019, they already have regulation against disinformation, misinformation, and fake news in their country. And the platforms follow them. May strict rules po yan. There's another law po, na landmark law, in the European Union, yung Digital Services Act, na nire-regulate din niya po. May penalties against platforms, social media platforms, na kapag nagpapalabas ka ng fake news, you will be penalized. Ang tinitira po nila yung penalties mataas po, 6% of profit po ang ginagawa nila. With the absence of a law, first of defining what fake news is, penalties, studies, wala tayong mapanghawakan. Kaya kung makalat ng ganyang karami yung fake news, katulad po nung nangyari ng last elections. In the last elections, many public servants, yung mga iba kasi, ilang buwan o ilang taon ng preparation nakakasira sa isang politiko. Yun lang ginamit nila, disinformation, misinformation, fake news, laban sa kandidato. Natalo o kaya bumaba yung kanilang support. Kasi dahil nga dun sa paninira, and yet hindi ma-stop eh. Kasi nga, usually ang ginagawa ng ibang mga politiko or ibang mga kalaban, nag-hire yan ng trolls, cyber warriors. So, sa kakasira ng sa kakasira, lahat naman tayo nasa cyber world na yon. Dalawa ng mundo ng Pilipino eh. Yung real world, yung cyber world. Most of people now, probably half of their time, spare time, napupunta sa cyber world. Ito na yung nakikita nila. So, nai-influensyahan yung utak ng tao. Paano kung ang tao, binibase niya ang desisyon niya sa mga fake news o kasinungalingan? Isipin mo kung ang mga botante natin, boboto, base sa impormasyon ng kasinungalingan, anong klaseng generation, anong klaseng democracy meron tayo? Another threat po, if you do not put a stop to fake news, is that eventually, our people will no longer decide based on informed decisions, but based on lies. We agree that there is a right to information, but that right should be accurate information. In the Philippines, ang pangkontra po natin sa fake news is yung cybercrime law pa rin, na dapat may intent. Dito sa atin, wala pa po tayong batas na dapat tapusin itong laban natin sa fake news. The fight against fake news is not just for the present, but it's for the future of our country.
Actually, Mr. Chair, that is precisely the reason why we are here, is to legislate a law that would really combat fake news. And Mr. Chair, I totally agree with the observation of Secretary Jay that we are at the mercy of Meta platform. Isipin niyo po, Mr. Chair, yung gobyerno na natin ang nag-request sa Meta platform to take down the fake news of that memorandum that was issued purportedly by E.S. Bersamin. Hindi nga sila nakinig sa inyo eh. And what is painful is that Meta platform is not even paying taxes to the Philippine government. Ang pinag-request lang natin sa kanila is self-regulation. However, sabi ko nga, hindi tayo pinapakinggan. In fact, during the previous hearing, when we asked the Meta representatives, sinabihan pa kami na public officials are subject to criticisms. So, it's about time siguro, if they cannot have self-regulation, it must be this government, this administration, tayo mag-regulate sa kanila. And that is why, Mr. Chair, I think we should really study I don't know if it is possible that we should require this Meta to get a franchise from Congress for them to operate here. Kasi may oversight committee ang Congress, we can regulate them. Ang problema sa Meta, ang pinag-iisipan lang nila yung kung kita nila eh. There are 90 million users sa Pilipinas. I think we are the biggest users of this platform in the entire Southeast Asia. Ang laki ng kita nila pero they cannot self-regulate. So ang kawawa, hindi lang public servants, kundi pati yung ordinaryong mamayang Pilipino, palaging biktima nito using this platform. So that is why maybe we can ask help from Secretary Jay, Secretary Aguda, to find a way that we can regulate this platform. Yun lang po, Mr. Chair.
As a matter of fact, Chairman, meron tayong bill na ipafile regarding that. So, I think the members of this House will be given that copy as well. I hope the President, through Secretary Ruiz, hindi na natin kaya ngayong 19th Congress, but I think the President must certify urgent yung mga bills that that the 20th Congress will be filing. Kasi kailangan na dito na intervention talaga ng Presidente na mapabilis yung batas na yun. And I think mga 1 year din yan bago natin maaprubahan sa 20th Congress. Anyway, the Chair would like to now recognize Congressman Chairman Acop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Gandang umaga po sa ating lahat. May I ask dito, Secretaries, ano po sa palagay nyo, sino po ba ang may primordial responsibility ng fact-checking?
Mr. Chair, yung responsibilidad po nung fact-checking, tulad po nung analogy na binigay ni Sec J, yun sa bar. Ako naman, ang analogy ko, mall. Kung halimbawa, pumasok po kayo sa mall, tapos yung mambibili, bumili ng fake, kasalanan din po ng mall yun. Kasi dapat yung mall, ang papasukin lang yan na nagbebenta ng mga kakanin, mga merchandise, etc. Yun tama lang. hindi sila nagpapapasok dapat ng fake. So sa akin po, ang responsibilidad dyan, yung platform. Isa po, analogy ko rin po, sa TV tsaka sa radio, di ba KBP has done a very good job self-regulating themselves. Pero meron pang MTRCB. So kaya pag nanood ka ng TV tsaka radyo, maayos yung content. Mas malaki po na yung reach ng ng social media platform times 10, times 20 ng normal broadcast So, Mr. Chair, with due respect to the platforms, dapat sila kasi kumikita po sila ng pera pa sa platform na yan. At saka isa na sila sa mga pinakamayayaman na kumpanya sa mundo
Would the PCO Secretary have the same opinion?
We have the same opinion. Pero kaya nga, pag pinapasok mo yung fake news sa iyong platform, dapat yan may karampatang parusa sa gobyerno. Dahil nga, ikaw ang nagpapasok Ginagamit nila yung platform mo to be a purveyor of fake news. Inaalaw mo siya. Dapat ikaw, as a platform, lahat ng mga nalilinis yan, malinis na. Sinisigurado mong totoo na po. Yun po dapat ang nangyayari. Ang mas nakakatakot po ngayon, with the advent of new technology, napakabilis po. We have deepfakes, we have artificial intelligence. Itong paglabas ng fake news, na it's mas mabilis pa sa wildfire na ngayon yan. So it will reach hundreds of millions in just hours. So yun po yung dapat, habang wala pa tayong, alam ko naman po that we're working on a legislation on this, pero habang wala, dapat maisama na rin po sa ating proposed legislation po, yung deepfake at saka yung artificial intelligence. Meron kasing kabuti. Sa technology po kasi yan, dalawa yan You have to look at the positive aspect of technology, use it for good, or you can use it as a weapon, you can use it to do bad. Ang nangyayari po, mas malimit, nagagamit sa masama itong mga platform. Kaya kailangan talaga, kahit papano, kung hindi siya content moderation, ma-regulate po natin siya, tulad ng ginagawa ng ibang bansa, na meron naman pong nakitaan na successful po na legislation laban sa fake news po.
Thank you. Would the Google representative agree with the two secretaries that it is the primordial responsibility of platforms to see to it that the content providers will not violate any law, and that is part of your accountability? Would you agree with that?
Mr. Chair, throughout the 19th Congress, we have been working closely with legislature.
Please answer my question appropriately.
Mr. Chair, we will look forward to continuously working closely with the 20th Congress on legislation.
My question is, do you agree with the opinion of the two secretaries insofar as the responsibility of media platforms to fact-check the contents of the bloggers that you have? Would you agree with that? Or you're just like the Meta representatives, they would evade responsibility, as the records of the hearing would show? I'm asking you now, as the representative of Google.
Mr. Chair, we agree that everyone who uses these platforms have the appropriate responsibility, including the platforms as well. So, Mr. Chair, for things that are within the control of the platform, we would take accountability for that. For things that are within the control of other entities, such as, for example, the users, then appropriate responsibility and accountability mechanisms as provided by law would be applicable.